I'm Tommy Carroll for Rock 103.9 The Bear, backstage in the green room at Pierre's with Mark Tremonti of Alter Bridge. Man, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. What's happening?
Not too much, man. Loving the new album, AB3. I got to tell you, sonically, holy cow, what a great sounding album. I mean, everything, drums, bass, guitar tones, the mix, the lyrics, everything else. But coming to the album, AB3, if people missed the videos, I know you guys did a lot of video work for the making of the album. For those who didn't get to see the videos or didn't get to follow as closely as I did, could you tell the listeners, the recording experience for the new album?
Yeah, we tracked the drums down in Miami, and then we just did the rest of the stuff in Orlando at that Painted Black Studios, and it's a good 10-minute drive from the house, 15 minutes. So we got to spend a lot of time at home while we did it, but. We had about a 3-month window to write and record the record, and which is good and bad. It's good because it's all the energy from making the record kind of comes across on the record, and there's no bads. It's all good.
Okay. Now, all the members of Alter Bridge, very busy, very experienced with all the different projects. What did producer Michael Baskette bring to the table for AB3? He's a great producer. I'm a fan of his work, but what did he bring to you guys?
Well, like I said, the tones, he's a master at getting great tones, and he's great at keeping the energy in songs through transitions, and he's good at, how about a stab here, a stab there, he's very good at keeping the energy up.
Okay, AB3 seems a bit darker and heavier than the previous two releases, One Day Remains and Blackbird. Was this by design, or is this just how the songs worked out that you wrote for the album?
Yeah, it just kind of came out that way. We didn't purposely try and write a heavy record. I think it was just, between me and Miles, it was what we kind of had, in our song banks. And when we put it together, the music kind of lent itself to a moodier lyrical content. So when Miles finished off the lyrics, it was fitting with the music.
Well, I want to say thank you for making a heavier record for myself, man. Some chunky tones on there. Now, I've been to several Alter Bridge shows as a fan and many times in the media, but I do want to say something about the work ethic of the band. I've been backstage several times. You guys are well rehearsed, very well prepared. You guys really deliver an outstanding performance every show. And aside from rehearsing and nailing the harmony parts, which I'm a big fan of, do you guys have any weird rituals you do? Any of the guys in the band before you do? Is there something you do, or maybe, I don't know what it is, other than rehearsing or just getting ready? Is there some quirky thing you guys do before a show?
No, it's Miles does his vocal warm-ups, which sound crazy if you don't know what he's doing. I used to play guitar all day long up until the show, and through experimentation to see what works best for me, I've learned that if I'm going to play a lot, I do it early in the day, then I stop before the show, and then maybe play 10-15 minutes, and that's it for a show. So I'm not burned out when I go on stage, because it really affects how you play.
Well, you're truly one of today's, to me, I feel, great guitarists. And if somebody hasn't discovered Mark yet, you got an instructional DVD. Tell me a little bit about the DVD. I saw it on the website.
Yeah, we, my brother Dan has a company called Core 12, and we started a company called Fret 12. When we pretty much wanted to take the instructional guitar world and make it the best we could, make it stand out. And I've been a huge fan of instructional things since I was a kid. I've got hundreds of the things, So what I wanted to do was take everything I liked about all of them and put it into one. And what I didn't cover, like, I'm not a tapper or a sweeper, so I brought in some friends to make it an all-encompassing DVD. So there's 3 hours of footage on there. And what I mainly wanted to see was some good snare. I'd buy DVDs or VHS tapes at the time, and I'd want to see the solos from the horse's mouth, but you'd have to go and rely on bad tabs or your undeveloped ear at the time, and so I wanted to teach the solos straight from the horse's mouth, and because that's what I'd be looking for in a DVD, and on top of that, do all the legato exercises, picking exercises, open tuning ideas.
Well, I do want to say thanks for keeping the guitar burning. I got a guitar buddy here with me today, and we're a big fan of your work. But, a lot of bands in the 90s and the 2000s, they really kind of stopped playing solos, except for a mutual friend of ours that we lost, Dimebag Darrell, Pantera, and Damage Plan. It hit everybody. But you keep lighting up the Paul Reed Smiths, and I do appreciate it. And, every record, it's a joy to hear the tone and the riffs, and it just seems like you don't. A lot of people kind of plateau. You've had a lot of success in all your projects, but You don't seem to like. It seems like you keep getting better every time. I'd heard that you had a guitar teacher, even at this level. You took some lessons.
Well, I take a lesson every time I sit down with somebody. I had a lesson last night. I consider it a lesson. I sat down with Johnny Hyland, and instead of just playing, I sit there and ask questions and have, teach me some licks, and I'll just watch him play and say, teach me that, and you can learn a lot by just watching other players, even if it's a 16-year-old kid who knows some sweet Ingve riff that you don't know, It's like, teach me that, kid. I'm always learning.
Now, back to AB3 for a minute. This album's amazing front to back, and again, sonically perfect. I just can't believe how great the bass guitar comes through with the kick and how it fattens the guitars up. But there's a track on the album that really moves me every time I hear it, and every time I've listened to it, I can see people going to iTunes to maybe download this, especially when they're going through maybe a tragedy in life. Could you talk about the song Wonderful Life? It does something to me every time I hear it.
Yeah, it's a song about a couple who's one in the couple is dying, and just the last days, and pretty much telling your partner that thanks for all you've done, and it's just a sad story, But Miles wrote the lyrics to that one, but I forget what was the original inspiration for it. I don't know if it was a couple he knew or not, but it's pretty much the essence of it.
Well, but since you brought up Miles for a second, when he joined Alter Bridge, he kind of walked into material that you guys had laid out, and has worked, since One Day Remains, his role in the band with Blackbird and AB3. What is he bringing now? Now he's really involved. If you can elaborate more on his contribution to everything going on.
Oh, me and him are just straight up partners. We'll get together. We'll take out our laptops. I'll say, here's my favorite idea, my favorite chorus, and I've got maybe a verse or a bridge that goes with it. You got anything better? And we'll just piece their stuff together. I think me and him will both write parts. We don't usually typically write. I don't sit down and write an entire song in a day. I'll write 5 different parts that could go in multiple songs.
Right. Just a good riff. You're going, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that way in the long run, it's harder to put the song together, but then you have better parts in the long run. If you try and force a song to be finished, you could have maybe fished for a better verse from all your 1,000 of other ideas that would have been much better. So, and it's better for me and Miles to work together that way. That way, me or him aren't coming to the other and saying, "Here's a completed song, play on my song." They're our songs. We work on them together, so we're all a part of it.
Now, to me, what is it like having the greatest singer in rock and roll in your band? I'm sorry, he's up there to me with the greats, and sometimes I don't feel you guys get the recognition that you really deserve as musicians, and his vocal ability, it's unbelievable. I mean, you really lucked out on this one.
Yeah, he's an incredible singer, and there's a reason for it. He works his ass off, and he warms up, he warms down, he practices. He's a brilliant guitar player as well, and just one of the few people I've met along the way that are 100% dedicated to what they do.
Now, you guys have a limited edition live DVD set available on the website. Tell the fans what this includes so they can go to the website and get it.
Well, we have we have the Live in Amsterdam DVD, and then we have the Blu-ray DVD, and the special edition has all kinds of extra footage. We did an acoustic performance in Italy, and I think Miles says Hallelujah, which is just one of my favorite things that I've heard him ever do, and just kind of behind the scenes, kind of look at the band and us traveling around, and just a lot of stuff on it.
Now, why did you guys choose Amsterdam for the location of the recording of the DVD? It just worked out? Was there any message behind that or anything?
It's one of our favorite markets in the world. It's the fans there are incredible. I think we had a choice. Our choices were going to be either London or Amsterdam for that, and London was very early in the tour, and I think we wanted to get some shows under our belts before we recorded it.
Well, AB3 from Alter Bridge, it's in stores now, and if you don't have the first 2 albums, get them. They make a great set. You have a great tour, and thanks for the time. As always, Mark, it's always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.